So let's start with this. Okay? First, when you think you are selling out of insurance or uncertainty or team problems or even patience, when you give up the thing that got you in the first place, you lose total control. So tonight, let's regain control. The first idea is to define your freedom. There are four. The first freedom, okay, is money. Now, I don't care what order you put them in, but I like to deal in the facts of life. So let's start with a little formula, okay? So first, I call this my magic number. And I can tell you that you're probably spending basically all you're making. The question is, what you're making, is it on purpose or is it just what's left over in the practice after the fact? So here's the thing. Instead of base your life on your current income, let's base it on your future goals. So the first thing you're going to take is your lifestyle. And you're going to figure out what is your lifestyle in terms of dollars. What's it worth? Then you're going to add your extras. Might be vacations. It might be all the charities. It might be kids' college. It might be whatever. Now, I teach my wealth groups to add all these up into one thing. Okay? So it's all lifestyle. Then we're going to add your retirement. Not if there's enough left over, but baked into the budget. Then we're going to add whatever other wealth objectives you have, which we can figure out that number too, that long-term number that you want passive income spinning off from. Then we're going to add basically the taxes, which we're going to do as, 50% of this number added to that would give you 33% of a base tax rate. So when you come up with all this number, this is actually what your practice should provide to you. This is the first freedom. It is the money freedom. And that means that your practice must provide enough for you to achieve your goals, not to live on, to achieve your goals. Remember, I teach two streams of income. The first is income for doing dentistry, okay? And the second is the wealth that is created through ownership. How about get fired up about ownership income? Because this income is only going to be so much, but this income is unlimited potential and it grows. One gets spent, the other gets multiplied. Cool stuff, isn't it? And now, once you have your magic number, you then can divide it by 12. And then when you do that, you add in your practice overhead. Once you have that number, okay, you now have your monthly objective. You take that and you divide it by the number of clinical days you want to work, which we're going to circle back to that in just a second. This is an accurate depiction, okay, of a number that will give you complete and total money freedom. Now, there's no other way to do that deal. You can produce as much as humanly possible in your practice. And if you don't know what you're doing with the magic number and having that figured out first, you're at the mercy of your own practice. If you sell it off and you do this doomsdayer stuff and you go work for somebody else, you literally can only make more when you work harder, when you see more patients, when you produce more dollars. It is not only a treadmill, it is a skinnier one going faster. No good. So first, you have to define your money freedom. The second, which is honestly my favorite, I want to say it's Jim Rohn, but it's probably somebody long before Jim Rohn. But there's a saying that you can tell, okay, the true wealth or worth of a person basically by the sum of their 5 closest friends. Now, the best news of the day is when you get me, you get all my friends. And they're all doctors just like you. I have longer than decade wealth group members And in my community of private practice, true entrepreneurial dentists, we are all about independence, self-reliance, okay, financial and otherwise, including your health, okay, including your wealth, and including actual freedom. But here's the thing. If you look at your life today, you are the sum of the five closest people you spend the most time with. Well, guess what? Who are those people? Interesting, isn't it? You never looked at it that way, huh? The people inside the four walls of your practice literally dictate the entire quality of your life, the quality of your psyche, the amount of intellect you are filled up with. It's no wonder doctors run all over the country wasting quality family time to go to CE courses because they're trying to get out of dodge of the people they're with all the time. Doesn't mean you don't love your team. You probably do. It's just, are these people going to define you or are you going to define them? Here's the next freedom you have to define. It's the people freedom. And in true private practice ownership, you get to choose. And so the question is simple. How do we attract and keep, and more importantly, develop the highest caliber human beings? Not skilled dental professionals. I mean, let's face it, all that stuff's not the hardest part. It's the psyche, the psychology, the emotional intelligence. It's the literal things that we're talking about here tonight. You need people that believe all that same stuff. So you have to have a culture of personal development. Because if you're going to grow the practice, boy, you better start by growing the people. It gets better though. You see, when you own your practice and you embrace this 1776, I'm going to keep using it. I mean, it's 250 years of the country. We have to. Okay, you have the revolutionary moment where we get to choose also not just the people we do it with, but the people we do it to. And you get to pick your patients. And that's why we segue over to this other crossroads, this healthcare revolution, is that they're better patients than ever before. There are fee for service, cash paying, concierge seeking, relationship desiring, regenerative, longevity, health enhancement, optimal everything, patients looking for a home. And, it's interesting because remember earlier I said, why does independent dentistry work better now than ever before? It's simple. It's because we're reverse engineering math in your favor. You don't need to ever sell until you want to, I guess. But then we're going to go find another doctor who wants to be just like you. I mean, you're literally building the dream. If you're building the dream, you will have a line of buyers waiting to pay you a premium for it because the dream doesn't exist anywhere else except where you're building it in your bubble. Don't mistake. The freedom of people is the single most impactful aspect to the quality of your life. And whether you're just accepting what you get and you're at the mercy of others, your fault, or whether you are choosing by building a beautiful place to attract, to keep, to nurture, develop, and grow the highest value people. That's people freedom. And you ain't going to get that being employed by somebody else. You ain't going to get that with more of the same because the only way to do it is to afford it, to be able to build a more prosperous practice for all. Now, I don't want to miss the next point because the next point is even more exciting because the profit is what gets you these two pieces. So the next is reverse engineering the fee, okay, or the formula for your success. And why I say this is because when you're at the mercy of insurance, you're taking basically a 30% haircut off the top, and it leaves you with very little to play with. So you can't keep good people. right? Because you don't have good money, okay? And you can't really do the highest value and quality dentistry you want to do because somebody's looking over your shoulder telling you every time. So instead, liberate yourself, okay? Control your fees and give yourself fee freedom. With my ultimate freedom formula for this deal is very simple. When you control the price, okay? When you control the price, you control everything. Okay? In fact, that's why in certain industries, the government doesn't allow price fixing for this very reason. But in dentistry, you have no regulations. As long as you are independent, why not leverage that independence and create, okay, the independence of fee? And so when you have this fee freedom, it allows you to afford the best people, to make whatever you want, and to have a practice that is, okay, in my very important and in sort of, I guess I'm known for this, my 50-50, okay, profit formula, where you keep one out of every $2 that flow through your practice. That 50% allows you to have a great life. It allows you to get rich building wealth down the road, and it allows you to share it with the best people. This is super cool stuff. 50-50 formula, best life, get rich with wealth building, okay, and share it with worthy people. Okay? That requires you to express your liberties, okay? And choose the kind of doctor you want to be. You cannot choose your dentistry if you're not choosing your fees. Okay? It's just simple. Simple. So define your freedom when it comes to the people who are doing it with you and who you're doing it to. And then define your fees so you can have the freedom, okay, to charge what you're worth and do the dentistry you love. Boom. There you go. Those are the two pieces. And then lastly, the single most important part of the whole deal. And that is this. You can have all those freedoms you want, okay? You can have every single one of them. But guess what? They're all absolutely worthless if you don't have the time to enjoy it. The revolutionary moment is to understand that the only way that you are truly free is if you control the autonomy of your time. And if you are working when others tell you to, okay, or working when you don't want to, okay, that means even if you're the boss, you're missing the entire point. Okay? So the power of time freedom is that there's no limit to the amount of dollars per day that you can generate. So if you can take 100% of your objectives financially and you can fit them into one less day a week, one less week a month, okay, 10 or 12 or 20 less days a year, 3 or 4 or 6 or 8 less weeks a year, it's just a math problem. Like, I can do it. It's pretty simple, but I can do it. So let's just say, for example, if you wanted to do $100,000 and you worked, 12 days, we understand whatever that number would be, like 83, right? 83,000. Okay, like this. So if you wanted to do 100,000, but you only wanted to work 10 days, then we know it goes to 10,000. It's simple math. But nobody does it this way. They just do it by, at the end of the month, we add up all the days and here's what we did, instead of reverse engineering it. So let's play a bigger game. How about we take it and say, let's do 200 a month and let's net 100. Well, how many days you want to do that in? Let's say it's 10 days. Well, now 10 days, we got to do 20,000. Good news, you don't have to do it by yourself. If you want to do 20,000, We could say, well, it's you and how many hygienists, or it's you and another doctor. It's what? Number of operatories. You can take that 20,000 and you could say, well, if we're doing some aligners, that's 25% of it right there. If we're doing some, lots of cosmetics, we could do one arch. Well, that may be the whole number, but it's at least half the number, even if it's just 6 or 8 units. So that's 10. So what's that take? Takes half a day. Not even that much. And then let's say, well, we could do the rest, two hygienists. So the point is, we're going to take this and we're going to take your desired objective and we're going to work it backwards. But here's what we're going to decide first. It's my favorite thing. It is when, okay, and how much do you want to work? It's fun stuff. Okay. When do you want to work? How much do you want to work? So this is a simple question, but this is the ultimate freedom. And the easier way to figure this out is when do you not want to work? We want to be done at 4? You want to have free day Friday? Yeah, you want to have 2 weeks a quarter? Do some things. 1 week to travel, 1 week to stay at home. You got kids, younger kids, college kids, older kids, grandkids. Let's build it around them. How about that deal? Here's what we can do. Whether they are at this age now, as they evolve and get older, we can evolve too, and we can change it. This is it. This is time freedom. And I love it because this is life freedom. That's what it's all about. The revolutionary moment is the greatest opportunity, the greatest divergence between more of the same or throw the baby out with the bathwater, self-employed or just employed. There is now this independent ownership. This entirely new and different way of owning a practice with a blank canvas, leveraging the 4 freedoms, okay, to have your cake and eat it too. And not only has there never been a better time, this is your time. And time is the one thing you won't get back. So listen, in my mind, the waiting's over. Okay? It's go time, baby. The reason this is at the precipice is because everyone else is doing the opposite. That's when you zig, when they zag. It's your opportunity. And in your local community, it's fertile ground. It's boom time, baby. And in the healthcare revolution that's happening, I mean, literally, I could give you the wildest example of today, right now. Okay? Healthcare revolution and dental revolution. It can be your freedom revolution for yourself. Okay? So here's the thing. You sell out, you give up all of these. Money with my magic number for income is choosing value being greater than volume. That's what it's choosing. People with my team and dentistry freedom is choosing quality over quantity. My profit with the reverse engineering of the fee percentage formula, freedom, is making profit greater than production. And best of all, my time with my success system formula for freedom is giving you less and making it worth so much more. All and only limited by your own imagination. So, hey, how are we going to get all this done? It's very simple. Right? If you're ready for the best option for you through my 4 freedoms of dentistry, okay, I want you to think right now in this moment, Not what you don't want, but what you do want. Don't run away from something you're trying to avoid, looking for greener grass and bright, shiny objects. I assure you, listen, I've been doing this for a long time. Offer the same type of doctor, the true all American, entrepreneurial, independent dentist who has pride of ownership, who wants to work with their hands, help other people, be in healthcare, but not be a slave to healthcare, have freedom of time, of money, and the choices to set their own rules in how they practice because they don't want to be self employed and they don't want to be employed. They want to be free.